Oh, hello,
Oh, hello.
and welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie, and we're super happy to have you here with us today to do some reviews for the releases from this Labor Day weekend that we're the most excited about. So, Alex and I did our binging as per the usual and kind of just tried to take note of all of our feelings about all of the exciting things.
We have narrowed it down to 10 exciting episodes to talk about.
Which is honestly quite the feat because there were actually quite a few more we probably could have talked about.
We could have included many more, but these are the ones we went with.
Yeah, so super fun. It just felt like a lot of different things were coming together at the same time. So lots of different variety. I'm excited to kind of hop on in.
Me too.
So starting us off, on this past Friday, we got a new episode of May God Bless Your Demise. This is one that I have been excited about before it even released, and I have continued to be excited about since its release, mostly because the thriller aspect, I feel like just has me gripped.
Yes, it is very good. The last panel of this one
Oh my gosh.
was just so beautiful and so haunting at the same time. I love that kind of stuff where you can just like really appreciate the art of the beauty of the art, but it's not pretty. It's not something like, oh, this is so pretty to look at, but it's gorgeous.
Oh, it's not pretty, but it is terrifying, which I think is kind of how it's supposed to go.
Yes.
So for those of you who may not be reading this one, we are currently on episode 14 for the series. It's pretty early on, but, just kind of moving through, definitely wanting to flag in general, this episode is going to be full of spoilers. So feel free to kind of like hop through this one. If you hear certain titles that maybe you're not caught up in, maybe you kind of want to skip through those, but definitely wanting to flag there will be spoilers ahead. But basically, to give just the quick synopsis, so we're left off with Angie wanting to find out who this Martin Silva is that's been popping up in her dreams. And she finds out it's no one. Like, this person is completely made up. It's not somebody who's ever lived on the island. It's not a ghost or anything. And then she kind of gets this bright idea, like, is this somebody who perished the same way that Ethan did?
And was forgotten about the same way that Ethan was.
Yeah, by his own parents, even.
Wild.
Wild. So anyways, as she's starting to make these breakthroughs, Leticia just happens to make her way through and goes, oh no, I have to steal you away. We have to go do our normal routine. You might have to leave this place. We have to go do seamstress work or whatever.
Now, my favorite moment is the detective chibi, Leticia, was so cute. I love the chibis in every story, but this one especially, with her just running around Angie with all of her little detective going on. I loved it.
It was so cute. I will say I've seen multiple people talking about whether or not Leticia gives off evil vibes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like in general the entire story gives off evil vibes for me.
Everyone kind of has a hidden identity style to them.
Including like her own parents.
Yeah, it's like, is it a conspiracy against her? And everyone's in on it?
Is it? Tell me.
If it were, it would be very Truman Show.
It would be so Truman Show, which actually gives me straight up nightmares. Like sometimes when you get those deja vu moments.
I think about that all the time.
I think about it more than I should.
Yes.
There's definitely not a show about me, but if there was...
It wouldn't be very interesting if it were about me.
Probably not, but people would have a lot of webtoons that they would know a lot about. Yeah. So good for them. But anyways, so moving through the episode, you basically have Angie kind of noticing that her embroidery group has gotten back together and one of them is missing. I had gone back and read through it and there definitely is. Like, the only girl who's missing is one of the only other ones other than Leticia who had spoken up.
Mm-hmm.
And so this girl, like, even though I couldn't find her name anywhere, she definitely existed.
Yeah.
She is definitely the one who brought up, like, did you know that...
Why is Angie the only one who can remember them?
Is she, though? And this, like, again, kind of comes back to the Truman Show vibes of, like, everyone acknowledged this girl, but she was the one who was kind of bringing up conspiracies. earlier on. So this
Yeah.
is the same girl who's sitting there like, did you know that Duke Blackwell had multiple other heirs and they all died except for Kylek? And
So,
she's like,
who knows?
oh, like, who knows about this late empress? Here's all the rumors going on about Kylek and all this. And it's just wild to me. Like, this entire story, I'm like, I need to know more. I need, like, every week, I'm like, give me 17 more episodes and it still won't be enough.
Yeah.
Like, I need all the information now. But essentially, the Duke is officially dead, which means Kylek apparently gets this curse passed on to him, is kind of what I'm picking up on.
Yeah. Where he's going to need treatment.
And his remedy,
Yeah.
which is apparently another person.
And
So-
probably Angie.
I know. But so we don't know what this curse is, how it's resolved, etc. But we do know that Kylek and Angie are definitely linked together. And something super freaky is going on this island where people are just disappearing and there's like no record of their existence. Like Angie is being made out to be a liar. And I don't know, there's so many different elements that have tied in. Like I love the fact that I get to kind of create my own conspiracies here. I'm like, oh, Angie's been drinking this regular tea from the Blackwell house. Maybe because she's not drinking the rose tea, she's not like under this mind control.
Oh, so everyone else kind of forgets about those people, but she doesn't because she's not drinking the same tea as everyone.
Like, who
And they
freaking
try and
knows?
get her to drink that tea too.
I know.
Oh, that's a good one.
So I'm just saying, like, something fishy. There's something fishy going on. And I don't know what it is, but I want to know what it is. And I'm so happy that another episode came out. I just cannot wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Always and forever.
This is definitely quickly becoming a favorite.
I know. Such a quick favorite. So, Alex, what is the next one on the list you'd like to talk about?
So next we have Taming the Tyrant, which is a great story and I love it, but it only comes out once a month. So I am a little lost in this episode. I cannot remember what was happening previously other than the fact that there was the scene with, I didn't even write down their names. Jae-ryun and the Emperor, and he is about to like use his sword against himself, and Jae-ryun holds it back from him and is like, no, I will not let you do this to yourself, and calls him a spoiled child.
Love that.
That's kind of the thing I remember. And then I know that he goes back to his home and like there's a bunch of other stuff. I'm a little lost, so you'll have to go in and explain this one.
So the general gist for Taming the Tyrant, which, yeah, it is unfortunate because it only releases on the 2nd of every month. And I could read this one again, like all of the rest of them, on a weekly release or more.
I think I'm going to have to go back and just reread some of the more recent episodes because it was like I definitely know the story when I was reading to catch up. But then once we've gotten to the release of the once a month, it's just been a little harder for me to keep up.
I know. Taming the Tyrant, though, it's so good.
It's so good.
I mean, there are like some definite twists and turns, and like the Emperor has some definite growth that he needs to be doing. He just kind of loses his mind a little bit. But so basically in the most recent episodes, so Jae-ryun does stop the Emperor from harming both him and himself. And essentially...
Well, the Emperor does say that he's not going to hurt Jae-ryun, though.
He considered...
He originally was going to, but then when he got there, he decided, no, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to hurt myself.
Yeah. And ultimately, like, he kind of gets the Emperor to snap out of it. He's like, hey, spoiled brat, it's not just about you.
Yeah.
And
like, we're all going through this.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, after Jae-ryun is rescued from the Emperor's quarters, where he was basically kidnapped and everything else, you have Yeonhwa Song, who's been basically taken prisoner for helping Jae-ryun escape. And you have Yu Sunbae, who, again, is still in love with Yeonhwa, who's now in prison. And they're all working under this common goal of let's get the Emperor to redeem himself and be a better person and prevent this massacre.
Well, it's interesting that all of the other people who are involved in this are kind of remembering their past lives and coming together and like sharing in the experience of, oh, we all remember what happened last time and we know that this is a pattern that is going to keep happening, but the Emperor doesn't remember.
I know. Well, and it makes you wonder too who all the other characters also remembers.
Yeah, that's a good point, because right now I think there are 3 who remember.
I know. And so who knows? Like, who's to say the Emperor doesn't remember?
That's true. Maybe he does. But I think if he did remember, his personality might be a little bit different. Well, I don't know. Maybe he does remember and he's jealous of his past Emperor self who
received his love.
Yeah, who Jaerion loved, and he's jealous that he doesn't have that same love for him now.
Well, and he doesn't know how to build it because their love started at such a different place and time.
And he was abusive.
I don't know. Again, all the conspiracy.
We're starting on a very conspiracy-driven couple of episodes.
But so essentially, last episode, we're left off with the Prime Minister wanting to make a deal with Yeomwa, who is in prison, essentially saying, I'm going to kill everybody who's tortured you, but you need to help me with like a common goal. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what that is yet. So fast forward to today, you have Jaerion just kind of like thinking through the position that he's in. He's talking through with Yu Sunbae, just saying like, I'm really sorry that Yeomwa is the one in prison and not me, because I know that's not how you'd want it. And Yu is just convinced that Jaerion is the one who had to make it out because
he knows like this is it. You've got to be the one to protect the Emperor and change the Emperor.
Yeah. And so he's like, I didn't have a choice, essentially. But Jaerion is just kind of thinking through everything, and we're left off finding out that, one, it seems that it's obvious now that Yu Sunbae is the one who worked with the Prime Minister previously to essentially like get Jaerion found out as a traitor. And so I feel like you kind of see this aspect of Yu feeling very guilty for what he did to Jaerion in the past. Mm-hmm. And so I think he's just hoping that like, because this is the exact opposite, like hopefully this has some sort of an impact on how this entire story is going to play out now in the current revival, I guess, is like the best way to put it. But anyways, Jaerion is just kind of like thinking through everything. He's tossing and turning, can't find any way to like settle in for the night. And then he finds out that somebody has gone to visit Yu Sunbae. So now we don't know who it is, and we won't know for another month. But I'm so curious who's visiting him in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And who do you think it is?
I kind of hope it's Yeomwa. I think it would make the story so interesting because, one, it means that he is now colluding with the Prime Minister, which is technically different than the other story. But, yeah, if he gets out of prison, it's because the Prime Minister let him out. Also, because I do really hope that they can get back together because I know that they care for each other.
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll just have to wait a whole nother month to see.
I know. Please make this release weekly. I just want all of the doses of beautiful, beautiful character growth.
Such a good story.
So definitely excited. Alex, what do we want to talk about next?
So next on the list is Lies Become You, which I've got to say has gotten kind of sad.
Agreed.
A little wild. Again, going into all of the different conspiracy theories. And so where we are right now, Neri is still down. She's trying to see what's going on with the mutants. Mm-hmm. And Khalid has told her, you cannot do this anymore. You have to come back to the palace with me. And she ignores his request and goes into a vision, basically, to see like a prophecy.
Yeah.
And so in this prophecy, she sees that basically her and Khalid seem to be bound together. And the freedom that she wants and that she was hoping to get after her marriage contract is not likely going to happen because she is bound to be a sacrifice. So very sad for her to have this realization. And she ends up at the end of the episode asking Khalid to terminate their marriage contract, which is where it ends. And that makes me so sad.
I know. It makes me so sad. I mean, one, it takes two to agree to it.
Yes.
So they're going to have to figure that out. But it is close to the end of the contract anyways.
Mm-hmm. So he might agree. Which would break my heart. But ultimately, I mean, like, in thinking about it, what Neri has wanted the most is freedom. She's been stuck under the thumb of these people forcing her to be this actress. Yeah.
Just playing out all of these different roles. And she deserves that space and time to figure out who she is. The lies just keep building up. And so, like, the lies and the secrets, like, they have to be taking a toll on her. Like, she just doesn't even know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And she deserves to know.
She's having to piece everything together the same as we are.
I know. It's just, which, I mean, we're sitting here just like, give me all of the information all at once. So imagine it actually happening to you.
Yeah.
But,
and it's like Khalid, like, he knows what's going on and he doesn't want to tell her because he wants to protect her, but it's backfiring and it's really putting a wedge between them.
I know.
Where I think if he would just be honest and tell her everything that's going on and happening, they could work it out together.
I know. I mean, this is all speculation. I haven't read like any novel or anything that this is based off of. But like the way I look at it, like I can kind of understand why Khalid is scared to do it. He had his previous wife that through the prophecy, it's kind of insinuated she was also linked to him by fate. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like all of it is just so weird. Like he's like, okay, are all of the people around me fated to die? And if that's the case, then like I don't want to tell her that she's fated to die. Like technically everybody's fated to die at some point.
Yeah.
But like
fated to become a sacrifice more than just fated to die. Like that's the thing.
But like here's also the thing that I kind of got from the prophecy was like I'm almost positive that they were saying that the person who can break this curse is like the Princess of Rain. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
And I think that it's her.
Like she's gonna be the one to break free of this curse.
But she doesn't know who she is yet.
And hopefully live happily ever after with Khalid.
If she doesn't, I will. So
same.
You know, let's just put that offer out there. But yeah, I think honestly, I think she's supposed to be the one to break the curse, but with everything that the prophecy is showing and all those people linked to him, and then her being like, I mean, since when were we fated to meet each other? Was it from the very first moment? Like, who knows?
And why doesn't she remember when they met as children? That still is a
so
mystery
many
that we don't know.
I want all of the conspiracies resolved right now. I want to know.
Tell me everything.
I think, honestly, it'll be super fun to see this one get, like, resolved. But I feel like we're a far way away from that.
Yeah.
So it's so unfortunate, but I love it. Khalid looked great in this episode, by the way.
Khalid always looks great. He's
he really
beautiful.
Does. You know what, though? Something about episode 65. He just, something about him with his arm outstretched, his hair all, like, kind of tucked back and laying all beautiful while he rides a tiger. I don't know.
There you go.
What more could you ask for? But it was super fun and exciting. Also adding on to just a great Labor Day weekend release, we got another episode from Whispers Through the Willows, which again is just about as wholesome as can be. So love that for us.
We have two of our favorite main characters, I would say.
They're so sweet.
Just the most wholesome main characters ever. So cute.
I know. It starts out, I feel so deeply for Songyul.
I know.
And how his first experience in meeting his betrothed's mother is like tripping into her.
At a media event.
Yeah, essentially a media event.
And it could not have gone farther from how you would want it to go.
Yeah, probably not. Ultimately, though, I think like in the end, in meeting like the actual Empress, Like, it could have been worse.
That's true. She was very understanding about it.
Very direct, which I think kind of spooked him.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But also, again, like, they're kind of tying in this, like, alpha omega thing. Like, hey, are you going to be able to bear children? Mm-hmm. And we're still so much in the dark about...
We don't know.
Is
and
he actually...
doesn't know.
Yeah. Is he actually an omega? Was he just artificially made into one? Was he given medicine that actually tampered with him and made him not one?
Yeah.
Like, we honestly don't know.
Because his father was one and sold him.
And so you have to wonder.
You have to wonder. And I also thought it was interesting that the Empress brought up the fact that she's the only one who gets judged on her appearance and how she's not taking care of herself because she's aging naturally like people do.
Yeah.
And is kind of preparing him for being in that role too, because he's going to be the spouse of the future king.
I know. I mean... I don't know. I wouldn't listen to anybody else if Prince Riak was looking at me.
I mean...
What else matters? With his loving eyes.
And it ends with them about to talk on a phone call, which I'm sure is also going to be super cute because they're just so cute.
So to add to the conspiracy theories, I had a theory, like, what if the phone that's being handed to Sang-yul is actually, like, the Jaedong Pharma? And he's, like, getting threatened on the other line. And the call that Prince Riak is getting isn't Sang-yul.
Oh, no.
But only because I've been hurt before. I've been burned.
Isn't he calling?
That's what I thought. But, I mean, it's not his phone.
Yeah, you're right. I thought Sang-yul was calling Prince Riak, though.
But since it's not his phone, I was concerned that maybe, like, the person who called him out.
We don't know.
Especially because the person who was working as his attendant was like, oh, he's going to be with the Empress. He'll be fine. And I felt like it was like a flag that something's not going to be fine.
That is true. I mean, that is very true. You're probably right, and I'm sad about it.
I know. I'm sad about it,
He does not deserve that.
None of them deserve it. They deserve to be happy.
Yes.
I just want their happiness all of the time.
As we all do.
Oh my gosh. So speaking of happiness, or maybe not so much happiness, tell us about Traces of the Sun this week.
Traces of the Sun. Oh my gosh. Again, another one of our favorites. So this one, it starts off with Yiseon and Hyeon back at Yiseon's apartment where his friends are not living and not dead. And Hyeon is killing the friends for him so that they can pass on from this not life that they're living as zombies. And he asks Yiseon to stay at the Cord house, apartment building once they're all done with this. And Yiseon is like, he's not really sure about it because his plan after all of his friends was to follow them into their death. And I think he's still thinking that that's going to be his plan. So he's kind of given Hyeon a half answer of, I don't know, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
So then we move on and they go back to the guild and all of the rest of the guild members come to Yiseon and are giving him, like, talking to him and saying they give him a bracelet that will help protect him from curses in the future. Mm-hmm. They're making sure he's okay. Like, he really is a part of their little family. And I hope that he realizes that. I really do. But they get a video on their phone that says the HN Guild is going to be going into the dungeon first, which breaks protocol because Cord Guild is the one that beat the previous dungeon, and so they should be going in first. Mm-hmm. And Hyeon is like, this is not happening. He's got a plan to fix it. I'm sure he will because he mostly gets what he wants.
Yes, he does.
And then the very end is Yoon Kang-sa coming in and calling Yiseon out and saying, I heard you were sick. Although, I'm sorry, the reason that he was sick is because he was poisoned by Yoon Kang-sa.
Isn't that interesting? The only note I have about it is Hyeon's brother is a shitty piece of shit. It's the actual words I wrote down on my page.
He's the worst. I cannot believe. How dare he come in to the guild and say this to our precious Yiseon.
Oh my God, I hate him so much.
Yeah.
The words I have. Oh my gosh.
So I'm really hoping that in the next episode, Hyeon comes to Yiseon's defense.
I hope so.
That's my hope for the next episode.
To be honest, like this entire episode, one, I think that there were definitely some insinuations that his experience in this latest dungeon have like stuck with him. Like he still has the curse just because of like how he was perceiving his friends. Like that was what he saw in the latest dungeon. And so like I think he is just like scared of like that basically coming true, like all of his friends coming after him.
Yeah.
And like him not being able to escape it. I will say he only has like one more friend left.
Which they only have one more dungeon left.
I know.
So this is it.
It's all going to kind of come to like a culminating point. Something is going to happen with the brother. This president, I mean, what more can I say other than shitty piece of shit?
I think that pretty much sums him up.
But to be completely honest, I mean, like, Hyeon has been clinging to Yiseon more, which makes me feel like, you know, maybe he's like a bit more settled in his feelings. Like maybe this was kind of the push he needed to realize how important Yiseon is to him. But ultimately, like, Yiseon is traumatized. I think he's just kind of like trying to make it through right now. And this president existing doesn't help that at all. So super sad. Super sad, not joyful.
No.
I don't know.
I hope that we get some resolve, at least with the president.
I know.
We'll see.
Just Hyeon pushes him off the building.
Hyeon pushes him off the building and says,
there you go.
My
new alternate ending.
That'll be the ending we write next week.
Yes, exactly. When it doesn't happen, we just make up our own. Oh my gosh. So moving forward to definitely some more positives. Shall We Bathe Your Grace came out.
So cute. This episode was so good.
Not that they aren't all cute and adorable, but I will say, like, I was a little nervous about how Nadia just decided to brag about how she saw this priest bathing in the spring.
I love that she just didn't even realize. She just completely oblivious that this would hurt Claude.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see it. Like, I can see how maybe she was, like, oblivious to it. I think she just loves Claude so much. She's like, obviously, I don't have eyes for anybody but you.
Yeah, and she kind of gets called out for it a little bit at the beginning, and I love that.
I mean, Claude is, like, very open with his emotions.
Yeah.
If there's anything else, like, as soon as they decided they were going to, like, work on making sure they were in a relationship and, like, expressing their feelings, he has definitely done so.
He has, and I love it.
I think they're a great, like, power couple, super duo, like, working towards common goals and achieving them.
And not your typical power couple either, because they're both very, when you think power couple, you don't quite think fun. Yeah. And they definitely have a fun vibe to go with the power couple vibe, and I love it.
Absolutely. But I loved that Claude and Herzen surprised Nadia by giving her own bath.
So good.
So cute and sweet.
I love Nadia's moment with Herzen where they're talking about all of the business ideas they have.
Bottling it up and selling it, basically.
I mean,
it'll make some money.
They're geniuses.
There you go. Just our little entrepreneurs living their best lives. But let's be completely honest. The best moment is the fact that Claude is basically like, I gave you something and I would like something in return.
Give me a reward.
Give me a reward. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. And as Nadia is like desperately trying to think of something she has to offer and essentially offers to bathe with him in the hot spring, which he's like, ooh, I'll take you up on that. But I wanted something a little bit quicker. Like, I just love that this is one of the couples on Manta that's a bit more forward.
Yes.
And I love it. Like, just take what you want. You guys are in a couple. You want each other. Like, kiss each other. Do it.
And I love
dare
that
you.
They didn't make us wait. They didn't leave it on a cliffhanger.
To see if they would kiss.
We got it.
Hint, hint. I've become a true villainess. The best and most amazing story ever, but it is the slowest burn. And every single week I'm like ripping my hair out, just waiting.
Us and everyone else reading that story.
I know that prologue scene can't come fast enough.
Yeah.
So anyways, definitely on a more positive note, so happy to see them having their little kiss. The cute little moments.
I also, again, have to call out the Chibis because the Chibi recap of their recent story of how she fell onto his horse, like dirty and smelly, and then the Chibi of her going to the fountain when she looked sick, that Chibi was so cute.
Oh my gosh. The entire story is so stinking cute. I love that, like, they very organically grew feelings for each other. And I love that they're honest. They're like, I know that I want to spend more time with you. I know that I really care about you. I can't say if it's love, but I can't say it's not. Like, we haven't given it a shot. And I just think that it's so good. Like, I think that they are so open and honest. And I love that. So.
Such a good story.
10 out of 10. Great little reprieve from all of our
from the drama.
drama and conspiracy theories that we have going on this week. But I guess leading back into some other drama. Alex, how was the dilettante this week for you?
Okay, so the dilettante, I have to give a special shout out to the beginning of the boy love that is Julio and Yeonsong.
Yeonsong, yeah.
Yeah. Who are fighting over Hana. It's not an actual boy love, but
we can dream. A girl can dream.
But it could have been.
Could have been a boy love.
And basically they're fighting over Hana.
Yeah.
She comes in and she's like chosen Julio, basically, because she goes to him. And Julio says, you know, you're fired. And then Hana is like, no, you can't fire him because I still need him to help me find my brother. So she ends up leaving the room, going to be on her own. She's having like a personal crisis moment. And then all of a sudden she gets a phone call from her brother, Dooyi. And Dooyi is like, what are you doing? Why are you in the house of a mafia man? What's going on? You need to get out of there. And again, drama, cliffhanger, conspiracy theories. What's going on?
I know.
Who can we trust?
Nobody.
Hana.
No, Hana. Yeah, that's essentially it. I will say, I love that Julio's just like, you don't have to be her bodyguard anymore. Like, just making the executive decisions. And like, truly and honestly, it seems like he's making them because he just has a genuine care for Hana. I know that, like, it's kind of weird and, like, in that muddled area because before the end of season, it became clear that she is, like, just his type. Like, his previous woman looked the exact same.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I mean, like, you have Parenti, like, begging to come in and see her, wanting to be there to, like, comfort her, help make the decisions, be like, I will help you find your brother. You don't need this person who's betraying you.
Yeah.
Because essentially she's still trying to find out if Yeonsong is Moojin Kang. And we still don't have like a clear decision, yes or no. So ultimately, like, she just kind of gets mad at everybody. She's like, Julio, stay out of it. I get to make my own decisions. You don't get to disregard my bodyguards for me. And Yeonsong, I don't need you to find my brother. Like, I'll do it however I want.
Yeah.
So again, just Hana being a boss ass bitch, and I respect it.
We love her.
I know, we do love her. I will say, like, from what I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know we're only like on episode 32, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time Hana is speaking with her brother.
Since the beginning.
And so essentially, it's just so weird to me how much information he has on like her being with Julio.
I need to know how Dooyi knows that she's there.
I know. And I don't know.
How?
How does he know?
Is he tracking her phone?
I don't know.
I think he might be tracking her phone. Because how else would he know?
How else would he know? Unless he was working with In Seong.
Maybe, but who knows?
Who knows? Who does know? If you know, tell me. Yes.
But don't tell me because I need to read.
Yeah, don't tell me. I don't need all the spoilers. But also, you can send me a DM if you know where my Manta Reddit is. So you got it. Anyways, moving on. I would love to hear your thoughts, Alex, on No Moral.
Okay. So No Moral, my favorite.
Yes.
My favorite story. They are at the coffee house right now. They're continuing their conversation from last time where Sehyun has basically told Yoon-shin, you have to tell me everywhere you go, all of your cases. I need to know everything about your life, every single detail, non-negotiable. And Yoon-shin is like, okay, cool, but also, you too. You don't have to tell me everything, but I would like to know, like, what you're working on, where you're going on the weekends, and what you're doing. And Sehyun is kind of like, if I can tell you, I will. And Yoon-shin points out that, this is not fair. You're saying I have to tell you every single thing, and you're not going to do the same for me. So they're talking about this, and it kind of all comes to a head with Yoon-shin realizing that Sehyun doesn't trust anyone, doesn't have anyone that he's ever been able to rely on, where Yoon-shin grew up in a family that he had his dad, he had his sister, and they were both very loving and supportive of him, and so he's always been able to trust people, where Sehyun has not had that. So they also start talking about Yoon-shin's dad, where Sehyun basically says that that's the only person who he's ever considered trusting because they were both lawyers. He was their teacher in school. And so that's why he went to the funeral, which is where Yoon-shin and Sehyun met. Yoon-shin was crying at the funeral and asked Sehyun to stay with him, which we find out earlier on. And so they're kind of reflecting on that moment, and Yoon-shin is saying, I'm glad you came to the funeral. That's where we met. And yeah, it's just like that's pretty much the whole episode. Then at the end, they have a little kiss in the coffee house, and it ends with Yoon-shin saying, was that sweet enough for you? And I have to say, it is still following very close to the novel. So I still love that. I think there were some slight differences. I can't remember if they kiss in the coffee house in the novel. They probably did. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's so good. I love this one. You can see that they're starting to break down, or I guess more Yoon-shin is starting to break down Sehyun's barriers and like see a little bit more about him. Yeah. And I just love it. I love them so much.
I will say, like, I know I don't have all the context you do. Like, you have a way deeper knowledge having read the novel, mm-hmm. which is not the context that I'm coming from. But it is such an interesting story. This episode specifically was super great to me. I did love the fact that Yoon-shin, one, got to make his own moves, because I feel like it's constantly like Yoon-shin is like tiptoeing, not knowing what to do, what he can or can't do, like what Sehyun's going to be okay with. And so I do really love that Yoon-shin like just took the initiative of being like, that's a touching moment. You were there for me when I needed you. Even before I knew like who you were there for me. And like they both had that connection to Yoon-shin's dad. And I think that that's sweet, especially as like a person who has lost like a grandparent or something like that close to you. Mm-hmm. Your partner having that connection with somebody else who's so important really is so special. Yeah. So it does show that like, even though his father's no longer with him, that is like a relationship that they both were able to experience with the same person, and like both have the same like admiration or love for that person. And I think that's great. So super cute episode. Loved it. Love that there was a kiss scene. We got 2 kisses this week. So I am down for it. But super excited. It was definitely one of the ones that like picked up the mood from a lot of the more like serious releases we've been reading.
I've got to say, with the full knowledge of the novel behind me, things are going to start moving a lot quicker.
Okay.
So be prepared.
Oh my gosh.
Unless it goes differently than it did in the novel, which it could. We've seen that happen with some of our other favorites, with Finding Camellia.
Don't do it the exact same as the novel.
If it could just stay exactly the same, that would be fine.
And if you want to go back and give us the Finding Camellia version with the bathtub scene, like I'm fine with that too. And by fine with that, I mean like, please don't make me keep going back and rereading the same chapters from the novel. I will say though, thank you so much to the Manta Reddit, because people have made a lot of different like fan art Friday pics, and one of them was definitely the bathtub scene. Chef's kiss.
I don't think I've seen that.
You need to go look. It's so great. I love it so much. So if you haven't looked, go ahead, at least another few people are paying attention and know how important that scene was to everybody.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. But moving forward, we are closing in on our Labor Day releases. So super excited to talk with you about Falling for Danger.
Oh my gosh.
This is continuously one of my favorite ones, mostly just because I love the dynamic of Hale being like this super like unattainable, closed off, like hard hitman, and Maureen being like open, bubbly, like not having a clue what the fuck is going on. So cute. So cute. And she has like this disdain for him because he leaves her in the dark. But that's also like better for her in certain ways. It's just a very cute dynamic. Where we left off, not so cute, because we're left off with San realizing essentially that Hale knew that she wasn't kidnapped. Like her parents fully agreed to sell her off just so they could provide for their other son. Like their other child.
Which is wild.
It's, I mean, as a parent, it's disgusting. Like, I'm just going to throw it out there right now. It's absolutely disgusting. And so San is like not only dealing with the fact that she got grazed by a bullet and injured, but she's dealing with the emotional wounds of realizing that like you're not an orphan. You're like this weird in between of you have parents that so willingly sold you off. So, like, what are you? They're not your parents anymore. You don't have parents, but you're not an orphan because they're still around. And so it's just, like, this gross, like, I'm sure, like, feeling of, what do I do? Like, what am I? Who am I? Like, no one wants me. Trying to, like, work through all of those different feelings as, like, a 14-year-old kid.
I have to say, the scene where Hale is carrying her back and she's sobbing and having this realization, like you said, about I'm not an orphan, but I am an orphan, is just so tragically beautiful. Yeah. It's the scene itself is just, the art is gorgeous and you can just see and feel the pain.
I know. And Hale being there for her, I think is important. Hale's been through a lot too. And as much as they hate each other and she's like, you're an asshole, and he's like, fuck you. Like whatever their like terrible exchanges are, like they've both been through like some similar pain of like losing people. His was like to actual death. Like it's insinuated at least that the person he loved most was taken from him.
Yeah.
But
so I think that their relationship could be really reminiscent of The Last of Us, which I don't think you've watched that.
I have not.
So my husband and I watched that. We loved it. It is so good.
My husband, I think, has played the game.
Yeah. But the relationship that I think they could develop would be very similar to that. Of like they've both suffered so much loss and they grow close together and have that kind of adopted father, adopted daughter dynamic. Yeah. And I think that we could get that with these guys too.
I think that would be really great. I think that would just kind of fill the holes in my heart that this is left.
Yeah.
But ultimately, again, Maureen just kind of has swooped in. I think she is what San needs right now. Like bringing her the clean clothes. San is just like, no, I don't want anything. I don't want your help. I don't want any of this. And Maureen's like, I wasn't asking, essentially. Like, just kind of steps into that, like, not even, like, a mom role, but, like, the caretaker role.
Yeah.
Of, like, I don't have to be your parent. You don't have to be my child, like, whatever. But you're in my home. I'm taking care of you.
And I love it, too, because she's nice, but she's not a pushover. No. She's like, I'm going to forcibly be nice to you. And it works in this case.
It does. Which I'm happy about. I think San, as like a 14-year-old kid, like, I mean, that's what you are. You're a child. This entire situation is nothing that she ever should have been subjected to. And so I think ultimately the fact that she has Maureen there, like sleeping next to her and making sure she's okay, and Hale taking care of her in the best way that he knows how.
Yeah.
Which is like, I addressed your wounds. You're staying with me. End of story.
Now, I have to say, this is only half of the episode because we meet some people who I don't think we've met before.
We have seen Raduf or Radufe. I don't know how to pronounce it. We've seen him, and I only know because I had some thoughts.
He's the one with the tattoos, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and who's that lady?
I don't know. I don't think we know her, but she's apparently a mastermind behind some traps.
Here, I have a sinking feeling that it's Hale's ex, his love, who died. I can't remember what her name is, but like, what if she didn't die and she's actually evil?
Didn't they say that there was like a new leader to the criminal organization? Wasn't that like a thing? And she was female?
Maybe.
I think it's her.
Okay.
I think it's her. Like, that's my assumption. If it ends up being the person he was in love with, that's gonna break my heart.
The conspiracy theorist in me, that's just instantly, like, I have no support to back it up. I would have to go back and like reread most of it to support this claim, but that is my gut reaction.
That's my final answer. So locking it in. Honestly, though, I agree. I will say, like, it's very obvious these people are behind the casino and San's, I guess, selling, like, being sold off.
Yeah, she's making some sort of drug.
Yeah, so they're just awful, terrible people. But I mean, like, laying down on your couch and getting a tattoo, I don't know. There's something about him. Stop making these terrible, terrible people into really hot characters. Make them hideous so that it's easier to hate them, please.
You can't do that. That's you're missing the point.
No. I am, but stop making them so attractive. I don't know. In real life, I am not attracted to neck tattoos, but stop drawing them so hot. The end of story. That's my new conspiracy theory. You're just trying to make us into terrible people by making us question our own morals for these hot, attractive villains. Okay, so I digress. Last, but very much not least, wanted to talk about I've Become a True Villainess. Because, Alex, I know that Rouge is your favorite character, favorite male lead.
He is, and he's hurt, and I feel so bad for him for being hurt. We wrote down notes.
Yes.
My main note for this is just all caps, talk to him. Because I just need her to, say what her problem is, why she's feeling so insecure about their marriage being approved. So basically, what happens in the last episode, we leave off with their marriage has been approved.
Thank goodness.
Rouge, super happy about it. Saria, not so happy about it, and also not trying to hide that she's not happy about it.
I think she is. She's just not good at it.
Well, that's true, yeah. She's not being openly like, oh, no. But she's not good at hiding that she's feeling concerned.
Yeah.
And, maybe she shouldn't be. She should be, actually saying what's wrong. And so she kind of goes off. She's been avoiding Rouge. He had this plan to go to the Capitol. And Lennon, his main man, is like, yes, I'm so excited for you guys. You're going to the Capitol. We have all these plans to prepare. When are you going? And Rouge is like, I don't know. She doesn't seem happy. And so he's upset because he knows that she's upset and he wants to he wants her to be excited about this. I'm sure he's thinking like, is it me? Is it because she's still in love with Callus? Like, what's the problem?
Yeah. And
we find out from her talking to BB and having her inner monologue that she's just really, really scared that the novel is going to go the way that it originally does, and that what's her name, the other main lead, Lena is going to come back and take Rouge from her, and Rouge is going to fall for her the way that he does in the original novel, the way that Callus did. So basically she's just been hurt by Callus, and she's having second thoughts about their marriage and thinking, I need to protect myself first. And it's understandable, but it's just like, talk to him. Tell him this. Tell him your worries.
Well, I do love how at the end of the episode, BB's just kind of seen like scooching away. Like she sees Rouge approaching, and she's like, this is a conversation you need to have with your husband.
Yes. But his face, he looks so hurt in his last panel.
I mean, he is.
I know.
Realistically, like, I do see it through the Manta Reddit a lot. Not that, like, only the Manta Reddit's opinions matter, but, I mean, we all have good taste, let's be honest. And so many people talk about her being such a boring character. Here's the issue for me. I think Saria is a very, like, normal and relatable character. Like, she's in this story. Like, imagine being betrothed to somebody and they completely betray you. And you, like, have genuinely formed this love for them.
And Rouge would understand, too, if she would just tell him why she's feeling uncertain and insecure.
I know. And so realistically, but I mean, like, not all of us are that straightforward.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely had periods of my life where I don't feel comfortable communicating those things. So, like, it really does come down to she's super relatable.
Yes.
And because she's so human, she's, like, not as cool or great as a bunch of the other female leads who are, like, super strong and badass all the time and just, like, get over shit constantly. So, like, it's cool to see her have a human moment. I do want her to work through things with Rouge. I think after seeing the prologue scene, it's obvious they're going to work through something. Like, something's going to get worked through.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. Like, let's get this moving along because I want to see Rouge in a hot spring or wherever it was, or like many other places, doing what he wants to do, which is her, essentially. So, ultimately, I think it was a great episode because it just does show, like, Rouge has been kind of connecting these dots slowly but surely. This is definitely, like, a breaking point of, like, why are we not on the same page and what is going on here? My biggest fear, though, is in the prologue. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in the prologue, when they're in, like, that bathtub scene or whatever, Rouge goes, "Are you still thinking about him?" And I have a feeling she's going to do a poor job of explaining why she's upset. And she's going to bring up Callus too much to the point that he's worried she still has feelings for Callus. Like, not worried about the fact that it's, like, her just being concerned that he's going to fall for Lena, but being concerned that she lost Callus. Yeah.
Yeah, and it might be like that. I don't know. You could be right. I mean...
And Rouge deserves better, damn it.
He does. He deserves everything. He's the best. He's my favorite male lead.
I know.
How many times have I said that?
I mean,
this time I'm serious.
We'll do a counter next episode. Just see how many times. But yeah.
I also love BB in this one where they're talking about Callus and BB pulls out her knife and is like, I will go kill him right now.
Thank goodness for BB. She's just doing everything that we all wish we could do.
Yeah.
Because Callus should not be in the story literally at all. Screw Callus.
Yeah.
What a terrible person.
And Lena. I hope she never comes back.
I know she will. It's just so upsetting because I don't want her to either.
I don't want her to. If we could just, if the rest of the story is just that they talk out their differences, or not even their differences, if they talk out the fears that they're having, come to a resolve where they're both on the same page, where Rouge is like, I'm going to stay with you. I'm not going to leave you for anyone. And Saria's like, cool, let's move on from this. And then they go to the grocery store.
We just see them live their super normal, healthy, happy relationship life.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's not going to happen that way, but wouldn't it be fun?
I know. I wish. We'll have to write, like, our own
fan fiction.
Our own fan fiction, because we just need the happy ending that we want right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could literally just have it, they could act like Lena and Callus never existed, and I'd be completely fine with the story. They could just, like, move it forward. It could just be about her, like, trying to use her powers and figuring out how she can be a saint or whatever.
Yeah.
And just go forward from there. But hopefully they get all their feelings resolved. Hopefully we get the prologue scene soon. So I'm just saying, we finally got the one for finding Camellia, so it happens eventually. Eventually we get there. We just have to wait. Just be patient and good things will come. So Thank you all so much for joining us today to talk about a bunch of amazing releases that we had for Labor Day weekend. We hope you had a fun and safe holiday, and we hope that you join us on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.